tend to do that, and that's cool. Okay, and we're all just here to help you guys out. Today's topic is the common application. How many of you guys, just by show of hands, have already started your common application? Oh, okay. So I'm hoping that after today, all of you guys will begin your common application. Because I believe from what I've been hearing is that you guys are part of our selective group. Okay? And that all of you guys should be looking into those prestigious, out-of-state, private, so-called universities. Yes? And I know that they did, right? Mr. Garcia? Stop texting. Just kidding. They did their safe school.
Yes.
Their first, what is it? Safe school, match, and your reach. Right? You guys all have that? Somewhere?
Reach.
Okay. You guys kind of remember what you put on there? No? Oh. So it was a handout that kind of looked like this. Yes? So please do me a favor, not right now, but after our presentation, you guys go back and look at it. We've had 2 weeks of a break, and I know like if you were me, you're laying out at the beach in Puerto Vallarta, probably forgot everything, okay? Which is cool, but it's time to get back to reality. Today is October what? 6th. A lot of our applications are due November 30th, if not December 1st, or if not December 15th, because there's some private schools, and then we have January 1st, okay, and then some January 15th. But keep in mind, because we're going to talk about the Common App, we lose 3 weeks in December. We don't return until January 11th. Okay, January 1st is right in between. We're not going to be here if you need help. So we need you guys to get ahead of the curve and try to finish your applications before we leave on that winter break. Okay? So look for that. Alrighty? With the Common Apps, I put on your guys' tables a couple flyers. If you really want one, I can kill more trees. If not, share. This is the difference between early decision, okay, and early action. Okay, have you guys gone over this already? Yes? What's the difference? Don't read. Yes, sir.
Early decision, you basically decided that you want to go to that college or university, and if they accept you, then you have to go there.
Yes, so that's it. You're stuck there. Are you allowed to apply somewhere else?
Yeah.
No.
Just that.
Yes. Okay? So be very, very cautious. And this comes straight from the College Board. Okay? Your early action, okay? So look for those terms when you're looking at those applications. Okay? Early action is the one that you are allowed to apply to multiple schools. Okay? And you are allowed to choose a different school if you get accepted. Okay? So look for those terms. You're welcome to take those sheets of paper. Okay? I can make you more copies. Okay, that's fine. I didn't want to kill too many trees. But if you're like me, I have to constantly look at it because I get confused very easily. Okay? And thank you for being like honest and actually saying it, because I do the same thing. If I don't look at it, I'll flip them. Okay? So keep that in mind. Alrighty? Now, this is the site of what our common application page looks like. The pictures might change a little, but it's pretty much that. You guys have it on your PowerPoint too. Okay? Do not go anywhere else. There are some other sites that kind of look like it. Okay? So make sure you go to your Common App one. Okay? Who actually started? Raise your hand. Can you put me in PowerPoint?
Because it's so annoying, you have to go to RTC and type it in.
There we go. Okay? So this is what it looks like. I really enjoy the Common App application. The site itself, it has tutorials. It has steps on how to follow your application. If you get stuck, it tells you how to get unstuck. Okay? If you want to label it like that.
Very user-friendly.
It's very user-friendly. I love it because they give you reminders. Like they'll send you emails like, you haven't sent me this. We're still missing this part. So-and-so hasn't sent you a recommendation letter. So it's a constant reminder. So I like it. Okay? I know Ms. Luwansing mentioned the other site that some schools are starting to use. I'm not familiar with it yet. Okay, so if you want to try it, go ahead. They're recommending, from what I've heard, is that with you guys, we continue to use the Common App, and maybe next year's juniors that become seniors, and then the following classes to start using one over the other. Okay, I want to give it a year and see what the bugs are. Okay, because I remember when this Common App site became available, and it's gone through a lot of revisions. It wasn't this, user-friendly as it is now. Okay? All right. Right at the beginning, look for your 5 steps. There's 5 steps, and they're labeled with big numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can't miss anything. Okay? Okay? Main area, you have to create a login. You have to remember hundreds of them. Okay? So it's okay. Use something you're going to remember. Keep a cheat sheet where you remember your logins. Okay? Alrighty? And this is basically what it looks like. It'll take you, when you first get started, you apply on that green button that says apply now, and it's still green. I looked at it, the site is still green, the green button. You apply now, and it actually takes you step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to actually get started. How to create your account, how to log in, and so forth. So it's super, super easy friendly. Okay? What I like it is that it tells you what school requirements you're going to need, and I put them on your handout. So I want you guys to remember them. Just look back at your handout. Okay? Alrighty? So that one was that. And I'm switching over. Come on, computer. All right, I'm coming. All right, guys.
Mr. Brown.
I'm switching. All right. So, in one application, okay, you're going to find tons of information. So there's more than 600 colleges and universities that actually use the Common App. You only fill out once, and then you send it to all the schools that you wanted to go to without having to type it up 10,000 times. Or use a different site 10,000 times. Okay? There's over 100 universities that are public universities. Okay, so keep that in mind. Alrighty? And there's about 200 plus, and you guys can see that up there, okay, that will not charge you a college application fee. Okay? If you guys qualify for the free and reduced lunch situation, and you guys actually receive the waiver for your SATs or your ACTs, let us know as you're filling that out. And when we upload our information, the counselor has to upload a portion of it. We will actually include another statement that says that please waive your fee because you fall under X, Y, and Z. Yes?
What if we are here with this one, so we can't pay for the application?
Let us know, because we have ways of helping out for those private universities. Okay? The private universities tend to be really cool because they have different donors that give them money, so they have ways of covering a lot of the fees. Yes?
How many waivers do you present that?
Excuse me?
Applications
For the Common App or for overall? So, the Common App basically will write you a statement for every private university you're applying to. So basically, it's all of them. Okay? For your UCs, within their application, they have their waiver portion, and you can get up to 4 schools waived. The CSUs, like San Diego State, also within their application, and if you qualify, up to 4. Okay, so 8 here, plus all of these private ones. Okay? Not bad, huh? All right, so this is what we talked about. Okay, bookmark it, please. Bookmark it as you're creating your account. That way you can easily go there. You don't want the emails that Common Application is sending you go to your spam box, because then you'll never be able to see it. Okay, so bookmark it, that way your computer or your phone can recognize it. Okay? This is what we went through earlier. Okay? create your account and so forth. I'm coming, Mr. Garcia.
No, take your time.
Let's see. I like this. You know how we talked about it being user-friendly? Okay? Is that when you log in after you've created your account, this is what it would look like. Because sometimes, I don't know about you guys, but I'm afraid, like, I'm going to log in, but I don't know what it's going to look like after the fact. And I don't know if I'm going to recognize it. So this is what it's going to look like. It's going to have your name. It's going to have your ID number for the Common App. Okay, so it will identify you directly. Okay? And then it will have your dashboard. If there's any updates, any news, any changes, it will automatically give it to you. And you guys are familiar with dashboards because even Infinite Campus is like sending you guys information through dashboards. Okay? And then the next tab will see all the universities and colleges that you're applying to. Then you'll be able to select and upload how many of the schools you want your application to be submitted to. So then you will have the list. And yes, you have the option to add schools. And yes, you have the option to delete schools. Good? Okay? And then you could do college searches. Some of you guys are still kind of like, I don't know where I want to go. I don't know what I want to do. I'm not quite sure. You can continue to do college searches, and it's actually really cool. So use it. Okay? Yes?
You said for the emails to check the spam section?
Always check your spam the first time you signed up because they might send you notices and it might go straight into your spam. Okay? So I recommend, so do they, is for you to bookmark their site. That way it doesn't go to your spam. It recognizes that it's a good site for you guys. Okay? Once you open it up and you start filling out your application and it actually goes through, you will actually have on your dashboard a list of the schools you're applying to. And it will tell you step by step what you have done and what you still have to do. It would also give you the deadlines. Remember that sheet that had your dream school, your reach school, your safe school, whatever one you want to call your school, and one of the lines you have to figure out when their deadline is, okay? It would also give it to you here, okay, so you don't get confused, you can constantly continue to look at it. And I'm moving over. This is what you need. It's on the handout, okay? So it's slide, I don't know, like page 3? 6? Thank you. This is what you're going to need. These are the items you need to have with you when you start your college application, okay? A lot of you guys have already started meeting with your counselor and you've received a copy of your transcript. Some of you guys have not met with your slow counselor, and that includes me. But we're going to continue to call you out to give you your senior folder, review the information. It's going to include your transcripts. Also, all of you guys are going to be included in the session to work on your college application on October 19th. That's when the rest of the school is taking the PSAT. Okay, you guys will be in the different computer labs on campus with your counselor. For example, I may be in room 214 in the computer lab with all of my kids. And we will use that whole time to work on our college application. Okay, there we will have a copy of your transcript as well, just in case. So make sure you have a list of your senior classes because you will be required to input them. That's #1 mistake in all college applications. You guys forget to include your classes for your senior year. That includes first semester and second semester. Okay? If second semester is going to change, kind of try to do an educated guess of what your schedule is going to be for second semester. If it does change, keep in mind that you have to notify every school you apply to if your schedule is changing for second semester. That's why we try to hold the line about making semester changes. Okay? Activities. We've talked about activities, community service, family obligations, work, community service. Have a list there with you because you're going to need it. Because if not, you're going to start and then you're going to be like, oh, I don't have this. And then you're going to have to stop. And the process is going to seem even longer. Alrighty? So you guys can read the rest. They have 24/7 help. If you get stuck, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Email them, call them. They'll have somebody there. Okay?
That's when I work best.
And last but not least,
I mean, I get you. Like, why would you say that?
You're gonna be
it's my writing portion. Okay? These guys have essay. You have to be able to write your essay. So on your handouts, I've given you your writing prompts. Okay? So keep in mind, the essays have to be between 200 and 250 and 650 words. You cannot do under 250, and you cannot go over 650. If you have 651, you better cut that one word. Okay? Number one thing, proofread, proofread, proofread. Yes. Yes. The other essays are for the UCs. They have their 4 particular essays. The Common App has different choices, and let me show you. Okay? On your handout, so I think it's like page 1 again when it starts up again. It's like the 3rd slide. It gives you your prompts. You get to choose which of those prompts you want to talk about. Okay?
This one?
Yes. But remember, you have to be between 250 and 650. Okay? That is your goal. You need to proofread it. Just like Ms. Lewansi keeps saying, write, proofread, have people read them. My word of advice, and this is going to just kill me right now. Somebody's going to come over and kill me. Do not have your English teacher proofread them. And I'm being recorded. Okay? And this comes straight from the universities. Let me tell you what. Your teachers love you. Okay? They know a lot about you. We are human. Okay? They are human. When they're reading your stuff, they can accidentally insert things as they're reading it, and it makes sense to them because they know your writing style. Yes? These are totally strangers that know nothing about you except what you put on this application. Okay? They're not going to infer. They're not going to interject. Okay? If it doesn't make sense to them, it's not going to sound good. It's not going to make your application good. Okay? So, my recommendation, please don't tell them because I love our English teachers here. They're great teachers, okay? So just so you guys know, have your first couple of drafts be read by other teachers. Give them to your math teacher. I'm not kidding. If your math teacher can make sense of it, then it's like, yeah, okay? Give it to your counselors. And, you know, we can share within us, okay? Sometimes I'm like, hey, I read this. Can you figure out Ms. Lewansi or Mr. Garcia if there's anything else? Go for it. Have people read them. Anything you guys want to add on that?
Another reason why we kind of ask you guys not to have your English teacher read it, because they're reading it as an English teacher. So they're going to be nitpicky about English things.
Yes.
Where your personal statement doesn't necessarily have to be picky about English things. It needs to tell the story. So I don't want you to get caught up with the red marks that your English teacher will put all over your paper because it's not following the rules of English, or your vocabulary is not what it needs to be, because that's not what it's about. It's about you telling the story and answering the question. So I mean, if you love your English teacher, I suppose, but you want to get a different perspective, somebody who's like off the street, not an English person, just reading your essay for what it is, that's the kind of feedback you want to get. You don't want to get an English teacher's feedback because it's going to be different.
And last but not least, before I pass it on to Mr. Garcia, I'm only reading the first prompt. The first prompt is, some students have a background, identity, or talent that is so meaningful they believe their application will be incomplete without it. If this sounds like you, then share your story. Number one rule, they don't want to hear, I'm a student from National City, the second poorest city in the whole state of California, so therefore you should allow me into your university. If that's what you're going to write about, then you better tell them why. What makes you, how many of you guys are in here? I made 20 copies and I ended up making 3 more. So 24-ish of you guys in here. You better make your your essay different than hers if that's the prompt you're using. It's going to make you stand out from who you are. What I want to hear or what I want to read is, okay, you are a student from National City. You had some obstacles. How did you overcome that and how did that make you a better person? How can we use that as a university to our advantage? The universities don't want to just pick up whoever. They're self-serving. They want individuals that's going to continue to make their prestigious universities better, stand out. What are you going to take to them to make them a better institution? So please turn that into that. Today, after Mr. Garcia is done, I want you guys to take some time to start writing and looking at these and maybe picking a few that might be your writing prompt. Because you guys are going to need to start writing on these. You guys already started on the UCs? But now it's time to move on to the Common App ones for all those private other universities. Sorry we're rushing it. Any questions on the Common App? Yes? All the universities check your date on the application. Say that again.
No, I don't know if I read this, they check the date when you submit it.
No, as long as you submit it by the time the deadline is, then you're fine. If you submit it after the deadline, actually it won't even let you submit it. Okay? Good question though. Anything else? Yes?
How many essays do you have to write for the Common App?
That one.
Just one? Oh, really?
Some of the schools do have supplemental, but
Yeah, but there might be supplemental. But one for the actual Common App part. Thank you. Yes?
One more thing, there's a counselor part on the Common App, which is part of the reason why we're asking you to go ahead and get in there, get logged in, put all the general info, like your address, email, all that, and then put our info in there too, because there's a counselor section. There's quite a bit that your counselor needs to do to upload a transcript, and we need to write a letter.